Hi everyone. Hope you're all having a nice evening tonight. I'm on my own. So for those who don't know me, I'm Kim. I'm chair of PCP, and we are at this moment in time, we are taking the government to court against the mandatory element of the curriculum, RSE, Relationship and Sexuality Education, but it is actually comprehensive sexuality education. All is not as it seems. As I like to say, this is not Ron Seal, and it is not doing what it says on the tin. So, guys, I'm a little bit late tonight, later than expected, because we've had an emergency meeting. We've had a couple of emergency meetings over the weekend since last Thursday. A lot has been going on. So, as you all know, we filed our papers to court for judicial review. We were granted that judicial review. Fair. We had a fair response from the judge there, so really appreciative of that. And obviously now we're trying to get things ready for the court. So we've had a little bit of I don't know what to say. A little bit, I can't say it's a knockback or anything like that, but it's another little avenue that we're gonna have to consider fighting. Or consider, challenging. The dates that we have been given for the court is we've been offered dates between September and towards the end of November. That's obviously a concern, especially with the deadline being September as well for the primary school children. It's on the news that it's been postponed in some schools for the comp age children, but the primary schools are very much ready for this education. So, like I said, we've been offered dates between September and November, which that is a bit of an issue, guys, isn't it? So obviously there are some things we can do about that. We're obviously going to write to the court and ask them to consider our situation on this. Write to the government as well and ask the government politely if they will postpone it while we deal with it in the courts. But failing those two avenues, guys, we're going to have to apply for an injunction, okay? So that then is essentially another court case. That's completely separate. It doesn't run in line with this. That's a completely separate court case altogether. But for us, it's a no-brainer because this is no longer a preventative case, is it? This is now damage limitation. So we could let this education run its course and we could get some juicy stories for the press. But those juicy stories aren't juicy stories, are they? They're our children. There's children being subjected to this day in, day out all across the UK. So this is a damage limitation case for us. So like I said, the juicy stories, we're not here for the juicy stories. We're here for child protection and safeguarding, and we have to do whatever we can to achieve that. And the way things are looking now with the dates, guys, we need to be prepared. All right. So what that means now with you guys, you really need to come together now and really need to help us with this fundraising, because if this is going to take 2 court cases, then so be it. All right. You can't put a cost on our children. Our children are priceless. If this is what it takes, this is what we have to do, right? We cannot allow this to come in. We really, really can't, guys. So if any of you want to come to Cardiff on Saturday and discuss this with us, discuss things going forward, please come along, okay? There's a demonstration this Saturday in Cardiff. There's also a demonstration next Saturday then up in Llandudno. But I'll give you the dates for those anyway. But guys, please come to Cardiff this Saturday. I'll give you the full dates now at the end of this video anyway, right? But this Saturday, come to Cardiff so we can discuss these things in person. We've had people coming forward asking for letters and things like that. Well, guys, I think now's the time to tell you. The truth is this, guys, right? The government have attempted to take our parental opt-out. Yes, they have. But they've tangled themselves up in a web, okay? When you look at the legislation, they haven't exactly done that. They've tried to do it, but they haven't. So what I'm trying to say is the government have legislated to remove your parental opt-out. Everybody's really worried right now. Everybody wants us to write a letter for you to send to your schools, to send to their teachers. Everyone's at their wits' end. Well, guys, you know what? In actual fact, the Curriculum and Assessment Act, yes, it has legislated to remove your parental opt-out. But then it also sends you back into Section 9 of the Education Act 1996. And within Section 9 of the Education Act 1996, it actually says they've removed your parental opt-out in England. So that doesn't actually apply to us in Wales, right? It doesn't really apply to us in Wales anyway. So although we've got this new legislation saying that we've lost our parental opt-out, we've got every single document, the RSE code, the guidance telling us we've lost our parental opt-out. When you go back to a primary legislation, because that part of the new Curriculum Act takes you back to the 1996 Act. And when you look there, guys, this is a principle, the principle of legality. And I'm not very good with legalese and stuff like that, right? Law is not my thing. Policy is my thing. I'm not a professional here in law, right? So everything I'm saying to you is third hand. But anyway, cut a long, confusing story short. This gives us a little bit of a lifeline, right? So we're going into court and we're saying to the government, you haven't taken out parental opt-out because of X, Y, and Z. So this X, Y, and Z, you need to give to the schools. Yeah, that's what we need to do now. So we need to get this, because what this actually does, okay, that you haven't lost your parental opt-out. That's what we're going into court to prove, right? So they reckon we have. They're showing you on their legislation they have. They're showing you on their policies that we have, right? But when you actually look at the legislation, that section sends you back to the 1996 Act, Section 9. Section 9 means we have not lost our parental opt-out. To go further again, when you look at the white paper, again, this is third hand coming from me. I'm not quoting this. This is not my field, right? This is not my field. This part I'm telling you as second hand knowledge. But it is true anyway. What that actually does is it places responsibility onto the head teacher. So for the first time in 2 years, right, in 2 years of this campaigning, we have a person of responsibility, which is wonderful news, right? It's wonderful news. So we're going to get this written up for you. We're not expecting you to, do yourselves. We're going to get it written up properly for you. What this should do, right, in practical terms, what this should do is you take this to your schools. They're going to look at it. It's law, right? They're going to have a meeting with the Board of Governors. Their job is to take that document to the legal team in the local authority. It's up to them to scrap out. Your job's done. Teachers' hands are tied, right? We've caused a lot of problems. So that's what we need to do now. That's why we haven't sent out, the people have asked us for letters. That's the reason we haven't sent out a letter yet, because we needed to double check this part of the legislation was what we thought it is, okay? Now, this has never been used before as an action. It's in there as a principle, right? But it's never been used as an action. And we are saying to use it as an action, all right? So you use this as an action. This can also be used as well by teachers. So if there's any teachers out there who don't want to teach this, or any head teachers out there don't want to teach this is the perfect piece of information for you. You take it to your unions. You're not allowed to teach it without our consent, right? That's what this document is going to be telling you. It's going to be showing you. It's going to be quoted in there. That's what we're going to get out for you now, guys. But like I said, some silly people might just go like this with it. Rip it up. What's that, right? It's because they're not... Yeah, Toby. It's because they don't know much about it, right? It takes a lot of reading, a lot of in-depth research. It's really boring, long. You got to go back to lots of different acts. Some of these acts take you back to 1944 as well, because legislation is built off legislation. And the law the government have brought in is called secondary legislation. Secondary legislation does not override primary legislation, okay? They have to work in unison together. And in this case now, the government have tied us up so much, they've tied themselves up, okay? So although they are promoting, they've removed our parental opt-out, they're forcing teachers to force this onto your children against your wishes. When you actually look, the responsibility lies on the head of, on the shoulders of the head teacher And that's what we're going into court to fight on that front, right? So we will be giving you a letter style notice, which will be uploaded to our website. I know that sounded complicated. It probably fried your brain, right? It fried my brain as well. It's not my field of expertise. Familiar? That is it. It is not my field of expertise. And that's why we couldn't tell you about it sooner, because we needed to make sure it was right. Okay? So like we said, although it's never been used as an action before, it is a principle, and there is nothing stopping us using it as an action, all right? Anybody who, with a little bit of sense, common sense, anyone that's sensible is going to take that notice, take it to local authority legal team. It's up to them to deal with then. They've got to go to the government over there. So what we're really doing is we're keeping people busy. We're showing them we're not taking any crap. We're showing them we know our stuff, right? And like I said, we're causing problems, widespread problems. So even though we haven't got this court case before September, there are still things we can do, right? We don't just go, oh no, that's not us. There's always something we can do, and there's always something being worked on behind the scenes, guys, right? So that's what we're going to work on next. But like I said, every time we get these little knocks on, these little disappointments, we're used to them anyway. We are used to them, you know. We don't expect anything less from them. We expect in the worst. We hope for the best, but we expect the worst. You know what I mean? And when we get these blows, then we can take them. In actual fact, we get excited by them, because you know what? We cannot wait to get in that court. We really cannot wait to get in there, because we're going in there with the same evidence that we've been presenting all the way along, okay? The government have really done a number on us. They really, really have. And like some of you would have seen a post we put on the page the other day, and it was a screenshot of a document that the government had published after the petitions committee when we submitted the petition. A few people have come back and said they don't understand what that is. I'll tell you what that is, right? When we went through the petitions process, they tampered with our petition, la-di-da-di-da, okay, they did all that crap, right? Just forget about that. But when they sat the petitions committee, they had their discussion, and they were like, oh, we don't know what's misinformation and what's not misinformation. We've got this video on our YouTube to show you, okay? They then said on that video, we're going to put a watch and brief on this, they said. Okay, watch and brief. So we'll tell the petitions clerks to contact the petitioner and let them know we're going to put a watch and brief. Okay. A few days later, I emailed them. No response. February, so this is like a month later, I emailed them. Still no response. A month later, they emailed us after they voted in and said case closed. Do you know what they actually did, though? Do you know what they actually did? They sat there, they did their petitions committee on live Senedd TV for the world to see. That very same night, they published their findings on the internet. And that's what that document is on the PCP page on Facebook. When you scroll down, what they said to us on their meeting, right, what they said to the whole world on that video was the total opposite to what they published that night as their findings. What they published that night as their findings was they needed to launch a campaign as a matter of urgency against the misinformation. And they also needed to reassure parents. That's the kind of government we're working with. They say in one thing to us, the world, okay? And then they publish in these documents online. They didn't think we'd get this far. We have got further than everyone in the UK. We have got further than everyone in the UK. And you know what? We are going the distance. Because when we get knocked, we get back up twice as hard. Because a lot of us fighting this are Bali kids. We take hard knocks. We take hard knocks for fun. When it comes to our children, we give hard knocks because lines have been crossed. This is going to a really, really bad place, and we need to stand up for it, guys. The level of deceit is off the scale. We have been lied to since day one. Kirsty Williams have lied to us. We found more letters. Someone else have brought a letter now. Kirsty Williams knew this wasn't a Welsh education in November 2019. If that doesn't enrage you guys, nothing will, okay? Nothing's going to. I'm very sorry, but I'm one of these people that integrity means a lot to me, okay? Honesty means an awful lot to me. You know, you can have all the money in the world or you can have no money in the world, but you'll only ever be as rich as your morals will know, you know? So honesty means an awful lot to me, and especially around children. And when the government are lying to us about our children, what? What if somebody down the street did that? What if I was lying to you about your children? It is criminal. All right? There's no two ways about this. It is absolute criminal, and people need to be held accountable for it. Right? After this court case, we're going back for Kirsty Williams. We're going to find a way to hold her accountable for this, because isn't it funny how suddenly her wages doubled? Her wages now doubled. She got a nice cushy little job. It's funny how they all get rewarded for this level of deviance, isn't it? So they have lied to us, guys, all the way through. It doesn't matter what political party you stand for, whether you're political or not, right? There has been a political experiment launched on our children. Our children are nothing more than political ping pong. I am not political, but here I am having to dive in feet first to try and drag our children out of it, right? We have to become political. We're the first people to say, oh, politics is a load of codswallop or whatever. Guys, in actual fact, yeah, it is. It is, right? It is deceitful. It is deviant. I don't know who they think they are. They got a bottomless purse, right? They don't even pay for their own petrol. They don't pay their own bills. They don't even pay for their own washing powder and the wage they're on. And they treat us like this. They think they can do stuff like this without children. Come on, guys. Come on. Now is the time to really do something about it. This is an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity. We need to reclaim control of our children's education from the global institutes. Look what they're doing now. And we've had people saying, I'll just remove my kids from school. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, because they're now bringing in this home education bill. If you want to educate the children at home, they need to be registered. You need to be DBS checked. Now's the time to stand up, right? If you aren't angry at what the government are doing or what the government have done to your children, you soon will be, because they've pretty much taken ownership of our children by way of that education. Or should I say, in name of education. Our children don't need that type of education. Our children need to be with their families. They need to be supported. They need their skills enhanced, not their flaws. These children need encouragement. These children need freedom. These children need a safe environment. The last thing our children need is our government. Because right now our government are causing unbelievable damage. They're coming after all of our children now, okay? So this isn't just one proportion of people, one small group of people. They're coming after everyone. You cannot remove your children, all right? They want your children to be part of the system so they can control every aspect of it. But like I said, this has been going on quite a long time. You know, little bits, dribs and drabs. They are gaining power over our families, guys, all right? They're clawing power over our children, and they're ripping apart the family unit. It has to stop, and it has to stop now. This is the opportunity to do it, all right? This is our chance to do it, and we are going to do it, all right? The next 2 months has got massive, unbelievable events going on. If I forget, or let my dog might bark now, right? So I might have to mute. If I forget any dates, guys, we will be doing more lives this week, okay? Yeah, so let me just give you some dates, guys, right? We've got this Saturday coming on the 18th. We've got Senedd. Outside the Senedd, 1 p.m. Come down, get your leaflets. Hopefully our raffle tickets will be back by then, because we've ordered some great raffle tickets for the organisation. So we've got the demo this Saturday, okay, outside the Senedd. We've got the demo on the 25th in Llandudno, bandstand on the promenade. We've also got a fundraising health day full of like Reiki therapies and natural treatments and things like that. That's in Brincathing Community Centre. That's on the 26th of June. Then on the 30th of June, we should have tickets for this now, either going out today or tomorrow, okay? We've got an event in Neon in Newport. It is a big, massive nightclub. We've got the stage, we've got chairs, we've got information there. Come along. It's a social event, right? We will be there early in the day anyway. 7 o'clock, our presentation starts. Doors will open from 5. Meet, greet, mingle, bring all your friends, bring your family. Let's network. Bring someone who doesn't know about this education, right? Bring people that don't already know about it, because that is the opportunity. These information and presentations, right? They are not just for us to give you information. It's you a chance to rip us apart. All right. This is something you don't get with the government. You don't get this opportunity with the government. You don't get to question them. You don't get to rip them apart. You will never get from the government what you're getting from us. We are there for you to rip us apart, rip into us, get as much, honestly, try and trip us up as much as you can, because you cannot trip up the truth. All right. This is what we're there for. We are not trying to mislead you. We are not trying to get you to think a different way or act a different way. We are simply there to get this information out there, to make sure everybody knows what's going on, and for everyone to stand up and do what's right for the children, basically, you know. So that's Neon in Newport, guys. Please, please, please come along. That'll be fantastic. Going into July, right? July the 13th, we're up in North Wales again. I'm not going to give you details on that right until close at the date, okay? That is in a public building, and if people know we're coming too soon, it might get shut down, all right? So there's another event in North Wales the 13th of July. Then there will be an event in Cardiff on the 16th of July in Cardiff again, guys, outside the Senedd. The 23rd of July, then we'll be up in Llandudno. From the 31st of July, Adele has got a massive fundraising event going on all across Wales, all right? You need to get in touch with her about that. She's got walking, hiking, cycling, horses. To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell she's got going on altogether, but get in touch with Adele. This is the opportunity to get involved in a nationwide sponsored event. We have got events, we've got to be in conferences the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of that week as well, towards the end of the week. But we will be there for some of it. We'll be splitting the team as well. This is something that's going to be huge, all right? Do people need to have a ticket to get in on 30th? Yes. So on the 30th, there will be tickets for Neon, guys, all right? They are being done through Neon. It's all completely free. The costs have been covered by some outside organizations. So when these tickets come available, please click on the link, get your tickets. Like I said, it's all free. We are not putting that together. The guys in the place, they're doing that for us. So we're so grateful there. As soon as it's all done, it will be out there. Get onto our website, www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. Click on news. In the news tab, you will see the events, right? Subscribe. There's going to be more events on there this week. All right, guys, there's more stuff going on every single day. The most important thing now, I think, is the unity, the strength we've got, and the people that's coming together. Guys, we need to get our heads together, our thinking caps on. We need to raise some money. Don't think 100 grand. Don't think like, I just think 16 pence per child. Just think, how many children can I cover today? How many children can I cover today? If I have a coffee morning now and I manage to get, I don't know, I spend £3.50 on the coffee, take a 10, I get my £3.50 back, I got £6.50. How many children? How many children have I actually covered that £6.50? I think you'll find you've covered quite a lot, all right? I also want to mention as well the fundraising page, guys. This is a little bit off-putting. When you go to put in your donation, it adds stuff to it, right? Please do not pay the extra it puts on. The fees it adds on to your donation is not for us. You're not helping us. Please do not feel obliged to accept that extra charge. You click, you change the option next to it and you click no thanks, all right? So please do not feel obliged to accept these extra charges because they are not for us, they are not fees for us or anything, right? I can see now there are lots of questions coming in from Kent. So for those of you who don't know, I'm actually streaming on 2 different platforms on Facebook and 1 on YouTube. So I got everyone's messages here. Oh, great. And Rachel's on there. Thanks, Rachel. Rachel's on YouTube. So the question was, can I join in Kent? I need some help waking up parents. Thank you, Wales. You were amazing. Yeah, of course you can. There's organisations in England. There's about 20 there altogether. We can sign up the list. I know Adele has done a big list of them all. We can get on our website for you. So there's Schoolgate off the top of my head and Safe Schools Alliance, Transgender Trend. They are the ones for England, I'd say. But please keep in touch with us. This is not a Welsh fight. This is a UK fight, all right? Remember, they all signed the same contracts, okay? We're in the same storm. It's just a different boat. Well, in Wales, we don't sail boats. We're on a raft, okay? Because no water can get into our raft. We might look like the underdogs, but you know what? We are going to outlast them all. No water can get into a raft. We're on a raft. We're raft racing, yeah? Right, guys, I think that's it, to be honest. Just a quick recap on what I was saying. The dates, they're trying to give us a date from September to November, which is a bit too late. Please do not panic, all right? We are trying to bring it forward. We're trying our best to get it before the end of the summer holidays. There are 2 processes we can take there, right? We're trying that. Failing that, there's going to be the injunction, which will mean a separate court case, more money again, guys. This is why it's really important. We need to be prepared for it. It's no good saying, oh, well, maybe, maybe they'll, you'll be all right on the first go or the second go or whatever. We can't risk this. We can't get to that day and be like, oh, we need an injunction now. We can't get to that point, right? We are literally going, we pay as you go. As the invoices are coming in, we are paying them as they're coming in, right? This really is a pay as you go case. Today, the judicial review was paid for as well. So, and the court costs, right, so far, if we lose, they're going to be extensive. The court costs so far ain't even a fraction of the legal fees. The legal fees are extortionate. But at the end of the day, if you pay peanuts, you are going to get monkeys, aren't you? And we don't want to be giving our kids monkeys. So we need people to know what's going on. We need people that's brave, courageous, and people that's going to stand up to this agenda. So, guys, I just wanted to give you that update. The reason why I needed to give you that update today is because it has been insane, right? It's been insane. It's been flat out. There's been 3 meetings just since Friday. So moving forward, we've got some really good interviews for you. Controversial topics, really controversial topics, but wow, what amazing content, what amazing connections. We are connecting with lots of people now. These interviews are really good. And the thing is, people can't attack these interviews because these are people's real stories. We've been interviewing lots of I'm not going to say transgender. We've been interviewing lots of transsexual people, trans regret, trans porn stars, trans people that's in the sex industry making sex toys and stuff like that. Guess what? They're all on our side. Do you know what? They are saying the common sense people, not in our name. And that's why, as people over here, right, we need to be loud and proud. We need to be standing up now because the people that they're trying to bring this education in for don't want it. They're on our side as well. So that proves this is an agenda and this is an attack on our children. And if we don't stand up now, we're going to be very, very sorry, okay? Stories are coming in from across Wales. We've had lots of testimonies about how these lessons are playing out. We've had an 8-year-old boy thinking it's okay to show his genitals to people now. That's it. That was his lesson on consent. Please do not tell me that 8-year-old misinterpreted that lesson, because when there's room for interpretation or misinterpretation, that's when we scrap it. Okay, we scrap it. So like I said, we got some fantastic interviews coming up. We got Richard Lucas and Glasgow Carby, our Celts, our friend, our allies from up in Scotland. So we've got that. Lucia's done a trans regret interview. I got a fantastic interview as well tomorrow. I'm really excited for. We're teaming up with a couple of political parties to come forward now as well. One has sent us a check to help with the costs of our presentation, and another one wants us to contribute to a documentary. So, guys, things are hotting up. Things are getting hotter than Vindaloo. But you know what? We are Welsh and we can handle it. Now, I need to see this kind of thing bouncing around in newer areas now, right, guys? Because this is going to end with us. There's no two ways about it. It will end with us, but only if we do something about it. All right, everyone can do something, guys. If you're good at raising money, like I said, 16 pence per child, £1 more, we covered like 6 kids, right? So if you're good at raising money, let's get out there raising money. If you're good at raising awareness, let's get out there and raise awareness. The PowerPoint presentation is done that we delivered last week. I will upload that to the website this week. You can have it. You're welcome to have it. If anyone wants training on it, give me a shout. We can sort that out for you. We have got a massively busy 2 months, guys. Hugely busy 2 months. We need you all now. We need you all now more than ever, okay? They've got their foot on the gas in the Senedd, right? They're pushing hard and fast with this. We've got stuff going on in England. There are investigations into Stonewall. There are court cases against these organisations meddling in our children's education. But as you know, Drakeford likes to compete with England. He likes to make out we're at war with England, when in actual fact we're not. We're part of the same kingdom. But these people in their little offices, they are power hungry. They are sharks in goldfish bowls. So with that, with the UK government clamping down on aspects of this ideology, we've got Drakeford now in the Senedd in competition, putting his foot on the gas, all right? So although things are getting serious, so is the fight. So is the pushback, because we're not scared. We're not scared. We cannot be intimidated. We will never be intimidated. And what's more important, we will never, ever, ever give up. We are taking this all the way, guys, right? Every step of the way. Before I go, I'm just going to give a shout out now. I don't know if Lucia is on. Right, I don't know if Lucia is on for me to see if she's got a coffee hour tomorrow. Lucia sometimes has a coffee hour on a Thursday, okay? Thursday in Puthcall, 6 p.m. Keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed to our website, do it now. www.publicchildprotectionwales.org. If you subscribe, you'll know when Lucia is doing her coffee hour, okay? I'm not sure if it is this week, folks. I know that woman has been flat out. I know she's got a lot on. And then there is Shannon's coffee morning is Friday, 10 o'clock in the Green Lounge in Cardiff, Canton in Cardiff. Okay, guys? So get together, get your coffee hours going in your own areas, even if it's just 2 of you. Where are you going this week, Wednesday, 10 o'clock? I'm going to have coffee hour, talk about RSE. Get the conversation going, right? Very often people can overhear these conversations and they join in, right? That's what it's about. It's about making people aware, guys, right? Now, I know I've gone on a lot there, so I'm not going to, what's this next week? Right, it's not this week, it's next week, great. Right, I'm not going to waffle on anymore now. I don't like to be on here for ages. I know I've given you loads of information. There will be more lives this week, but that's the only reason why I've done this live now, is to get all that off my chest, so we can move on to the next phase, all right? Because what's happening is we're having messages, and I know people are waiting for us for stuff, and you might think we're slow with things, but that's because we've got to make sure everything's right, okay? We don't want to be giving you anything that's wrong. We don't want to give you any false information or something that's not solid. We want to get this right, you know? At the end of the day, you're being brave, standing up against this, and we want to give you the right tools. We don't want to give you something that's going to make you look fools. You know, so we've got to make sure it's right. We might be slow on some things, right, guys? But what you need to remember is we are a really small team, all right? And we've got to keep it this way. We've got to keep it this way for obvious reasons. So please be patient with us, but please as well understand that we're doing our best, right? There's a team on this that nobody sees. That they're just so modest anyway. The work they're doing, they should be on a triple figure salary. You don't see them on a day-to-day basis, but they are making sure this is right for you and right for your children, right for everyone's children. Because like I said a million trillion times before, guys, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a country to keep them safe, but it's going to take a kingdom to overcome this agenda. That kingdom is the United Kingdom, okay? England, Ireland, Scotland, and obviously Wales. Come on, you Celts. I know we're going to do it. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind we are going to smash it. It's going to be like ice skating uphill. It's not going to be easy, but you know what? Nothing worth having is easy, is it? No. So we won't be faced by that. Just want to send a massive thank you to you all for your support, continued support. If you've messaged me for stuff and I haven't got back to you, please don't be afraid to message me again. People say they don't want to message, you know I'm busy. You've got to keep messaging me, right? Don't think, oh, she's busy, I don't want to bother her. You've got to keep messaging me because I do forget things. I get sidetracked. I got my own family here. I could pick up my phone, something happened, and I might not even remember for a week later. So please keep on to us. Please chase us up for things. But more importantly, let's raise some awareness. Let's raise some money. And you know what? The sun is shining. Let's have some fun with it as well. Shall we, guys? We Welsh. Let's put a bit of a fire into this. Let's breathe some fire into this campaign. Turn it into an almighty movement. And let's put Wales on the map for something worthwhile, yeah? Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate all your support. Keep donating, keep raising awareness, and as always, keep sharing the information. Thank you all so much. Good night, guys.